Welcome back to Melodic Memories of a Lights Monarch. I'm Casey, and I have a lot of things that I want to talk about today. But first and foremost, and to get right into it, I want to talk about Black Veil Brides. Now, I've been talking about them a lot. They've been on a tear recently. They are releasing new music, got a new album on the way sometime this year. When that is, we don't know. But as of recording, I record on Mondays, and yes, this does come out on Monday, late on Monday, but all the same, for those that don't know and are listening as this is coming out, tomorrow is a very important day, Tuesday, January 27th, and of course, I'm going to give context. With Black Veil Brides, if you follow them on Instagram specifically and are a part of their The Outcasts channel on Instagram, you'll already know, but for those that don't, and want a little bit of a heads up because they're listening right now, Black Veil Brides, as per their Outcast channel on Instagram, has said that big tour announcement tomorrow at 9 a.m. PT, so Pacific time. Pre-sale tickets and early bird VIP will be available. Get ready, all caps. Very exciting. Hell yes. Am I supposed to share that? I don't know, but it's so late in the day, I don't think it matters. I'm excited. Black Veil Brides are going to be coming back, no matter what. Whether or not they're coming back to me, I don't know, but this is the beginning of their big tour announcement. Assuming it is a headlining tour of their very own, being that they put it out for the fans first, that is awesome. I'm so excited. Again, hopefully it's somewhere near me. Even if it's not, though, I'll be excited for all my fellow BVB Army members, my fellow music lovers, the ones that do adore Black Veil Brides just as much as I do. So it's going to be awesome. This is only the very beginning for their whole year of content, of art, of music. Very, very exciting. So anyone that wants Black Veil tickets, tomorrow is the day, Tuesday. If you're listening to this on Tuesday, odds are tickets are probably already out or about to. So go check it out. Don't miss on Black Veil Brides. They are an amazing show. And I even brought my buddy Logan with me once. And he isn't an absolute fan of the band. Like, he doesn't dislike them by any means. But he said that they did a really wicked and killer job on the performance that he's seen, and that was their last tour that came anywhere near me. The one that they did with Vivi for their Temple of Love. So it's been a long time since I personally have seen Black Veil, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed real tight in the hopes that Black Veil Brides somehow, in some way, comes nearby to me so I can see them again. Now, on top of all of that, Black Veil Brides, their newest single, Certainty. Amazing, by the way. I kind of talked about that to nauseum in my last couple of episodes, so I'm not going to crack down on anything really to do with it here, aside from the fact that I believe last week's episode, I said it got to like 1 million views for the music video, maybe 2 million. Well, now we have crushed that. The fans of Black Veil Brides, such as myself, we've crushed it because their new single Certainty has passed 4 million streams in just 2 weeks. That is nuts. That is amazing. Hell yes. Black Veil Brides, let's keep this ball rolling. The band thanked the BVB Army on Instagram for the massive support, saying, "Thank you, BVB Army. We truly appreciate all the love you have already shown for our newest song, Certainty. More to come." And Certainty, as we know, leans into the heavier side of Black Veil's sound, and it was the very last track that was written for this upcoming album, and Andy also has said that the song ties into the record's themes about rigid belief systems and how certainty can limit growth. Obviously, for those that know what the album's about, or at least those that have picked up the tidbits of information judged on the 3 songs that have been released, we're in for a very dark, gritty, heavy, and honest Black Veil Brides album, and I am very excited for that, as I've mentioned plenty times before. But apart from that, Andy Bierzak himself was on another podcast. I'm not going to go super into depth on everything that was touched upon because truthfully, it was just kind of them chatting, which was awesome. honestly really enjoyed it. I've never heard of this guy before. I've never watched any of his podcasts before. But again, I really enjoyed the episode of them just kind of shooting the shit, if you will. And it was the Cody Tucker Show. Andy Bierzak, the Cody Tucker Show, episode number 224. It was a amazing episode. I very much enjoyed it. If anyone wants just an in-depth, like, view, some more in-depth on Andy and who he is, just kind of as a casual dude, like, amazing episode for that. It had me laughing. I just had a great time watching it. So thank you, Cody Tucker. And thank you, Andy Bierzak, for not only some more insight just on, again, him, be it his love for sports or just his love for V for Vendetta. For those that know, him and Jennifer Lawrence went to go see that when they were like 15. She left within the first 15 or so minutes, and he watched the rest of the movie. And obviously, it is a very important movie to Andy, something that I already knew as a fan. But for those that don't know, it does give a lot of insight on a lot to do with him. So please go check out the podcast episode that he did with Andy. I really enjoyed it and had a hell of a time listening to it. It had me laughing like crazy. And if you take one single thing away from it, as Andy had said, never have 500 T-Rexes in the same place, or 5,000 T-Rexes. Just never. Anyways, if you watch, you'll have context, but I'm not going to give it here. I wanted to kind of touch on that just to say, Andy, you're a great dude. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for the single Certainty. And I cannot wait to see where you're coming with Black Veil's newest album. It's going to be amazing. I'm just excited, and I don't have any other words for it, and I wish I did. But until the time comes of tomorrow, when everything is shared, of course, I will share it on my socials. Go follow me at Lights Monarch on anything that you can search me up on. I will be there, most likely. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, I'm there. TikTok. Hit me up. Let me know your thoughts on Black Veil's newest single and where you're going to be able to see them if you are within the cities that they announced. Now, to move a little bit forward from Black Veil, I could talk about them forever, but I know at this point I will just be rambling. I don't have enough to say at this point. Noah Kahan. I mentioned him in the last episode. Nothing to do with Black Veil Brides, but music all the same. And another artist that I personally really enjoy. He is releasing The Great Divide January 30th, literally days away. So close to getting a new Noah Kahan single. And that has me really excited. I love the little snippet that he has released for the song. I think it's going to be a really deep, just sentimental song. Obviously, his songs are all very deep and sentimental and just ones that kind of speak to your soul, for lack of a better term. That's how I have always kind of taken his music, especially his last album, which is the one I fell in love with. As many people did. I can't say I was the only one. I know Stick Season went a very long way in the grand scheme of things, so I'm very excited to see what The Great Divide brings and where this album's gonna go, because it is building into an album, into this new era of him, be it The Last of the Bugs, or if it's going to be called something else. I only say The Last of the Bugs because that is the name of his secret, quote-unquote, not so secret anymore, obviously, but was the secret TikTok account that he had, and I would have sneaking suspicion, as I'm sure most people do, The Last of the Bugs is probably going to be the name of the album, if not the name of his fans. Regardless, I'm excited. Let me know what you think about it. It's going to be out in just a few days. I cannot wait. That on top of Black Veil and on top of whatever the fuck else happens, because it's only Monday. Wild. Like even earlier last week, which I did want to talk about this, but I'm going to jump to it right now because it's on my mind. Before I forget, Fit for a King. Fit for a King, Acres, specifically Acres. I know that they're the opener, but it goes Fit for a King, the Lonely God Spring Tour 2026 with Invent Animate, 1056, and Acres announced a new tour together. I am so excited. I am so excited because I got tickets. They are coming to Edmonton in May. Edmonton, May 5th. I will be there this spring. I cannot wait. Another excuse, truly, to see Acres. I've only been able to see them once. I was able to meet them, at least the singer and I believe the guitarist. Whoever was behind the merch booth that commented on me having their shirt from their previous tour, which was only in the States. I never went, but I got Crystal. She was nice enough to buy me a shirt, along with getting me a shout out on her phone. The singer gave me a shout out. Really cool. Awesome guys. Never got to talk to them enough as I wanted to, but wicked dudes. Love their music. Can't wait to see them live again. Just another excuse to do so. And obviously, I do enjoy Fit for a King, The Lonely God, or Lonely God the album. Really enjoyed that when I first heard it. I haven't listened to it much since it's been out, I'm not gonna lie. But it was an album that I did enjoy, and I'm very excited to go back to it because it is also an excuse to do that as well. And of course, Invent Animate. I do very much enjoy them. I love the stuff that they did with Silent Planet just last year. And obviously, their album Heavener is also just fantastic. So 1056 is literally the only one of them that I have no idea who they are. So that'll be cool to kind of experience. I kind of want to go into them blind because I don't want to know. But it is a tour that I'm very excited for. And if somehow Black Veil decides to play May 5th as well, that's going to suck. Obviously, we will have to wait and see. I have no idea what Black Veil's schedule is going to be. I will know tomorrow, so this ramble will mean nothing. But Fit for a King, Acres, I'm going to be seeing the two of them alongside Invent Animate and, of course, 1056, whoever they are, in May in Edmonton. Cannot wait for that tour. Now, to get back on track here, besides that show, I actually have a couple shows coming up just this week. Now, I'm already kind of losing my voice. I have no idea why, so it's going to be an interesting week when it comes down to seeing these shows. I'm probably going to have no voice come next week, but whatever it is, hopefully it isn't me catching a cold. Regardless, apologies if my voice does sound a little rough today. But I have two shows that I need to go to this week, so I better not be sick. The first one goes, The Offspring. I'm going to be seeing them with Bad Religion. Going to be a wicked show. I was able to actually win tickets for this one. I don't know if I ever really mentioned it on the podcast yet, but it is what's going to be happening just this Wednesday. So literally days away from this one. The Offspring, they're a great just legacy band. I don't know a lot of their music in terms of specifics, but of course I know the hits, and that is enough for me. I appreciate them. I love the show that they put on, the performance that they did put on when I did see them at When We Were Young Fest, which again, I do have an episode. Please go back and check it out. I would love if you could. But The Offspring, I've seen them before. Very excited to see them again, and this time with Bad Religion. I didn't get to see them, even though they were at When We Were Young last year. I'm still really excited. It's going to be an excuse to see them a second time, and of course, a hometown show for me. It's going to be awesome to not have to travel a super long distance, maybe let loose a little bit. It is in the middle of the week, so I'm not going to go crazy, but, gotta work and everything like that. I know, incredibly lame, but still excited all the same. And then, I believe Saturday, literally a few days after that, I've got another show coming up, just this time at a smaller venue, Better Than Fred's. It is a local bar in Grand Prairie, and it is a legendary venue, quote unquote, when it comes down to it. It's a venue that if you know GP, you kind of know about Better Than Fred's, and this time it is Nazi in Living Color album release show featuring Devolver, a band that I can't read their name because it's metal font, but it looks like a crabcore maybe something band. Better Than Fred's, January 31st, $20 cover fee. Doors 7 p.m., bands 8 p.m., 18 plus. Obviously, it's at a bar. Very excited. It's an album release show. I know none of them except for Devolver, and it just sounds like it's going to be a heavy metal show, and that I'm always down for. More live music and fucking heavy shit, I will be there. I can't wait for that one. It's going to be a lot of fun, obviously, to follow Offspring at a much smaller, more intimate venue. And again, a local show, one that I can let loose at a little bit more than I'm allowed to, or that I allow myself to, rather, when I have to go to Edmonton and such. So it's going to be a hell of a time. Don't know really any of those bands again, but I am excited. It's the album release show for them. So wicked shit. If the album's there and I like their stuff, I will pick it up and I will talk about it on next week's episode. Now, to move on past the concerts that I'm going to be going to, which I will, yap about them next week. This whole week of mine that has already passed has been full of, mostly, in my free time, mind you, ripping CDs. Now, I ripped my whole CD collection already, my personal CDs, which vary. I mean, I'd go over them, but that would take absolutely forever. So maybe one day, if anyone's interested, let me know in the comments below. Would you like me to do an overview of my CDs? Or if not my CDs, then my vinyl. I have a massive collection. At least massive by my standards. Maybe your standards, you'd look at it and you'd fucking laugh. But by my standards, I have a pretty decently sized, yes, I am backtracking, I'm not massive, decently sized. I have a pretty decently sized collection of records. So if you want to see those, let me know. I can make a video or something. But I've been ripping CDs pretty much all week. My buddy Paul, love him. Shout out to him, obviously. He's my concert buddy for the most part. Brother from another mother. He lent me CDs. A lot of CDs. And granted, I did pick them. I went through his whole collection because he has way more than I do. And picked a bunch to bring home to, rip to my computer. And I did that around Halloween last year. And I did not get to them until just on Monday, or maybe Tuesday, sometime last week. But regardless, when I put it in my computer and Windows Media Player came up with unknown artist, well, I was in for a shock. So it really sucks for me. I'm kind of laughing because it's painful. I myself have been manually, and yes, this might sound like nothing to some people that are constantly on the computer and, entering data and whatnot. Maybe it's your job, but I've been entering every single CD manually, from the album name to the album artist to the genre to the year to the featured artists that are on it, whatever. Everything under the sun I have to enter myself because Windows, specifically Microsoft, have pulled the servers from Windows Media Player to pull the album information, which half of the time it didn't work anyways. Let's be real. Like, I shit you not, when I was going through my own personal collection, when this server shit was still up, there were so many times I'd come across an album that it just didn't have the info, or if it did, half of it was wrong, or it said, it always had issues, so it wasn't perfect to begin with, but fuck, was it nice to have at least? To have a bottom line of, hey, at least there's something here, so you don't have to start from complete scratch, makes things a lot more streamlined, a lot easier to get cataloged and categorized. So it's been a hell of a week to get all of this kind of situated and organized. I have 3, maybe a few more CDs than 3 to add to my computer, and then I can finally, yes, I know I'm already behind for those that have been listening for a while now, I can finally get my iPod ready to go. Now, I know I've been talking about this for a while, but for those that don't know, or maybe you're listening for the first time today, hi. I have been looking to get an iPod fixed up. I have an iPod from my old buddy back in high school. He wanted me to fix this iPod for him, an iPod Classic. And I believe it's a 6th gen, if not 6.5 gen. Can't fully remember right off the top of my head. But he gave it to me to fix it. I didn't really know what I was doing, so I just, tried to do everything I could without opening it. And obviously didn't work. It works, the screen turns on and it works, but there's something wrong with it internally. To where it just kind of crashes, it bugs out. And my opinion now is probably either the battery is kind of fucked, which it should be at this point, Or the motherboard, if that has a crack in it, that'd be absolutely terrible, probably unfixable. But the fact it turns on and the screen lights up, I don't think it should be that. So in my mind, the hard drive is probably failing. And that would also make a lot of sense. But at the time, back in the day, I didn't know these things. I had none of the knowledge that I have now. And obviously, I probably could have researched it back then, let's be real, but I wasn't as adventurous with technology as I have been now. So I was originally given that iPod after I was like, hey man, I don't think I can do anything with it. He's like, hey, I don't care, just keep it then. Do whatever you will with it. So I actually held on to it. It was at my mom's for the longest time. I was able to find it over Christmas, I believe, last year. So not even the Christmas that just passed, the Christmas before that. So it's been a while since I've been holding on to this iPod and saying, I'm going to fix this to switch over and cancel my Spotify subscription. Nothing against Spotify completely. I mean, I have my issues with it. I don't want to get into that too much. I just don't love the AI stuff, the AI slop, if you will, the ICE support, even if they're not doing so right now. Just the algorithm as a baseline, then that's not even just Spotify, that's everything. That's social media, that's Amazon, that's Netflix, that's anything and everything on your phone has an algorithm. I just kind of want to disconnect and move away from all of that. Everything to do with it. Let me go. And I'm going to be doing that eventually, or at least going to be trying, and I figured what better way to do so but with an iPod. If not an iPod, an MP3, something, because I can't go without music. I know that about myself. And the fact that I'm almost to the point where I can now order the iPod parts and get every song I could ever want, specifically me, off my computer and put it onto my iPod, I'm set. I'm still going to be listening to new music, be it new releases, new to me, as in music I've never heard before, obviously. I'm always open to recommendations anytime from whoever it is, but it makes me excited to think, hey, I might be able to disconnect very soon. So the iPod, fingers crossed, is only a month or two away, like at the most, because I want to cancel my Spotify subscription and just kind of walk away from it. It's going to be hard because I know there are a lot of downsides in doing so in modern times, because realistically, who's releasing singles on CDs anymore? And how would I get a hold of them? If not like a week after the song came out, if not more, because again, USA to Canada shipping, because again, I'm talking specifically about like Black Veil or NF or 21 Pilots, some of my favorite bands, which are American. That shipping time is a long time, so I'm going to be waiting regardless. I think YouTube is going to become one of my best friends. And yes, I know that still has algorithm, that still has ads, that still has everything else, unless if I pay for it. Because if I pay for it, I mean, the algorithm will still be there, but ads won't be. But I don't want to do that. That, again, just kind of isn't the point. The point is to disconnect and have a better relationship with my music that I choose myself. Not an algorithm choosing it for me, not, hey, let's hit shuffle on my Spotify playlist and it gives me stuff that it thinks I want to listen to rather than just shuffling it. I want pure control. And maybe it sounds wrong to say it that way, but I want control over not only my own life, but what I choose to fill it with. And I know I am a very picky listener in terms of if I want to listen to something, I'm going to go listen to it. I don't usually fall down the rabbit hole of Spotify's AI-generated playlists or their recommendations, what have you. I have before in prior times, but within the last few years, definitely has not been me. I've always been a music listener that goes to an album, starts it at the start, and listens through. Even when a deluxe album comes out, I would say 9.9% times out of 10, and that 0.1% is a very, very specific case. I would say I almost always listen to the album start to finish, even if it is just 3 bonus tracks at the end. I still give it another listen because it's worth it. It's art. You gotta respect it. And for me, art is an experience, and I take that very important and very seriously with my music. Just how I am, I guess. But when it comes to the iPod, I'm going to get it all kind of situated, rock box it up and all that. Mod it to shit as much as I can. You know, I don't solder, I don't do any of that stuff, so I'm very limited in what I want to do with this, but I'm excited all the same, and that I'll probably make a video about once I got it all, said and done. But besides the point, and enough rambling on that, my iPod journey is almost there. I just might need to change the WAV files that I kind of ripped from these CDs into FLAC, which I know how to do. It just might take a little bit of time with how much music I actually have. Now to move past the iPod into Phantom, a game you will play. My Chemical Romance, they posted on their Instagram a game you will play. It was a little teaser with the word Phantom kind of spelt out with lasers, a green laser specifically. And if you want to see it, it is on their Instagram. Go check it out. I would highly recommend. There's no music towards it. There's nothing else. All it is that as a video, and it says as the caption, a game you will play. It makes me very curious as to what this means, because it isn't the only time we've seen this. Just yesterday, as per recording, when they opened up their tour overseas, they had it playing in the background behind them. And there's a lot of extra lore that they're putting into this Long Live the Black Parade tour, which I was lucky enough to see their show in Chicago at Soldier Field. Again, Crystal, thank you. That was one of that was a trip of my lifetime. And again, that is an episode you can go check out, the trip of my lifetime. I believe last year around October. It was amazing, an amazing show, but they've added even more, more lore. They brought back the old Black Parade costumes. They're being really cryptic again. Gerard Way isn't being killed at the end. There's no clown. What's going on? There's so many new things towards this new leg of the tour, and this new Phantom video that people are like, what does it mean? Is being shown behind them while they're playing, or at least when the show opens. I don't know which is certainly, but it's there. I've seen photos, and also some Paper Kingdom references, which is insane to think that we might actually get that album one day. Again, this might be copium or just being paranoid or, schizophrenic. Who knows at this point? But MCR might be releasing something here, because somebody was even commenting on that post, pretty much asking, why should we be excited for this? And I don't know if it was real, and this is why I'm not, quoting it verbatim, but this is just what I've seen. Again, take it as a grain of salt. But Frankie Airo, I believe, is the member that posted this. He replied to the comment of you don't even know, sit down, be quiet. We've got something, we don't do this for nothing. We've got something coming. And that in and of itself is okay, so this might be different from the last few times there's been teasers, because a lot of times people have been getting upset, or if not upset, maybe just aw, damn it, that kind of just disappointed vibe of where's the new music? It's usually just tour. And in my opinion, that's fine. I mean, they are a legacy act. They don't need to release new music, but as a fan of MCR, I have to say, if this is leading, because obviously they're building the lore to the Black Parade a lot more than they ever have before, even than they had in the, American leg, it makes me extremely, extremely excited to even say this aloud, that MCR, by the summer, might very well release something. I don't know if it's going to be an album. I don't know if it's going to be an EP. Or if it's going to be a 20th anniversary Black Parade with extra songs on it, maybe. Because that is going to be turning 20 years old this year, which is nuts. But I don't know what it'll be, but just the fact that it might be something is insane because phantom, the word phantom, I'll see you, I believe the lyric is I'll see you like a phantom in the summer, or I'll leave you like a phantom in the summer. That's why people have been kind of saying, what if it is something in the summer to do with the Black Parade? With everything going on with their tour, it's going to be something to keep an eye on. If anything crazy happens, with actual meaning behind it, not just speculation, I will be talking about it because, I mean, it's MCR. I can't believe that they might be actually doing something more than what they've been doing, so I might be getting a little too excited, so I want to kind of step back and just be realistic with myself. They don't need to release anything, but if they do, you bet your ass I'll be talking about it to nauseum because the fan theories are insane. The Killjoys being in the Black Parade universe is insane. Everything that they've been doing is absolutely nuts. Green is a color that isn't supposed to be shown. That was something that was shown on the tour that they did in America, and now with the Phantom being in green, that means something. Some people are saying it might be a prequel. I don't know, but whatever it is, I am so ready because everything is just coming together to hopefully produce an experience. MCR, give it to us, please. Now, besides MCR, I did want to give a little bit of time out to Cavetown. I mentioned it in the last episode that they released a new album called Runners, and I listened to it. Wow. It's like, I know wow doesn't really mean much, but I really liked it. I really, really liked it. So I finally got around to listening to it, and I guess if I had to say something just straight out about it, it is such a heartfelt and emotionally deep album, and it is one that deals with the confusion of who you are, or rather the discovery of who you are, and finding yourself within you, being the you that you want to be, and regardless of, be it the body you've been stuck in, because obviously that wasn't your choice, trying to be happy with who you are even when not understanding a situation, and being comfortable in who you are. And that is kind of the things I latched onto about it, even though there's far more than that. It's most certainly a romantic album. There's a lot of songs about romance on it, and I believe they may have a lover, which, congrats. That is always something that is just so pure. And this album reflects a lot of that. It is a very pure album. Be it pure to you, I can't say, but pure to the artist. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the authenticity and uniqueness behind this piece of work. I really liked it. And it's been sitting with me so well that I actually went and bought it on vinyl and have been listening to it, I think, almost every day alongside Certainty and the demos from Panic's new record. So it's been amazing. I really, really liked it. If you get a chance, I know Cavetown isn't for everybody, but if you get a chance, please check out Running with Scissors. Let me know what you think, because it is a album that I personally think has a lot of emotion to it. And I know it's not for everybody, I will say that right now, but it is an album that is sitting with me quite a lot right now, and I feel like probably will for a long time. Some of those lyrics, which if you check the episode description, you'll know which one stuck out the most to me. Some of those lyrics hit hard. And I mentioned it there for but a second. Panic at the Disco. Yes, not a new album, but they finally released their 20th anniversary edition of A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. So, awesome. Awesome to think that it is finally out, but the reason why I say it's awesome, I know we already have the original album. Yes, these tracks are quote-unquote remastered for whatever that means. And we got the Live in Denver, which is attached to it as well on streaming services. but I want to specify the demos. I didn't know. I did not know how much I needed to hear those demos as a Panic at the Disco fan. Holy shit. They're like different songs. Like, I know, I understand what a demo is. I know it is the building blocks for what a song becomes. It is the roughest of rough, hey, this is what we want this song to be. And they bring it to a producer or whoever they're trying to show it to try to sell their music, to be like, hey, help us make an album. And then they work on it past there and with a producer and all this and that. I understand. But wow, I was caught off guard. Like, I know some of the demos are a lot more rough than others, and some, it's rough all around, and some demos didn't even have lyrics yet. But for the ones that were like pretty well just already songs, again, roughness aside, it was like a whole new album. Yes, the same album, but like maybe a different, like, alternate reality version, like, it caught me off guard because these are versions that we've never heard. It's been 20 years and they've never shown any of these. And that alone is insane. When I heard them, I like jaw dropped, was just kind of like in awe, like, not for every single moment of every single one of them, but there were some standout moments that I was like, whoa. Like, this is what the song could have sounded like. I was in awe. And I was very happy because it made me feel like, I guess it gave the kind of false illusion of new Panic material, which was insane. And I know that's something that I'll probably never be able to get again, because Panic at this point is most certainly seeming to be a dead band, or if not dead band, I gotta say maybe just a touring act. We will see. There's nothing that has been announced since this 20th anniversary album's dropped. Still very recent though, so there might be a tour coming. Who knows? I don't want to say anything for certain because I don't know. But if Panic's coming back, man, I'm all for it. I love them. Brendan Urie, come back to me. I would love to see you guys again. But that aside, Panic at the Disco, they're a fever you can't sweat out, turn 20. The vinyl is out. The album is out on streaming. Obviously, the vinyl doesn't have the live in Denver, but it is on streaming, all of it. Very, very good listen. If you like Panic at the Disco, of course. I know there's those that won't at all understand, but that's besides the point. I thought it was great to finally hear these demos after 20 years. It blows my mind still. But on top of that, they actually have a new issue with Rock Sound. Goes in depth with some behind-the-scenes stuff that we have never seen from back in 2006 to do with the album. So it's going to be very interesting to see what comes of this Rock Sound issue. I would buy it myself, but again, conversion, just not doing it for me right now. So I'm going to have to step back and maybe read some stuff online about it. But I'm very excited to see what, if anything, comes from it. And also there's going to be some in-depth with the producer of the album. And that is what I'm very excited, or curious rather, to get into, because with knowing these demos, I'm very curious to know why certain things were changed. Just pure curiosity. And also, are these demos, this little demo disc, if you will, is this what Pete Wentz heard? Is this what they sent to Pete Wentz when they were trying to get signed? Like, is it? Like, is it? That question is haunting my mind after hearing them, because, like, oh, if so, that's awesome. But again, that's just me being a fan and kind of fangirling for no reason. But very exciting things. Also, on top of that, completely separated from music, Fable. It's a series that I hold dear. I've talked about before in previous episodes, none specific, but Fable has finally been shown off and given an August 2026 release date. It is a video game. It is coming to Xbox, Steam, and most importantly for me, as I do have one myself, PS5. Oh my god. Fable is coming to PlayStation. That is insane. Okay, first and foremost, that's insane. It's been an Xbox franchise forever, and it's one that I've dreamed of coming to PlayStation. And granted, yes, it is not the originals. It's not the original 3 games that are coming to PlayStation. It is the new one from Playground Games, not Lionhead. Lionhead doesn't exist anymore. For those that don't know, these are the studios. And Playground Games is the new studio that has been heading this Fable franchise and bringing the new game to us. And it looks fantastic. I'm not going to go super in depth because, again, I usually focus on music here. But I am very excited, and I think when the game actually comes out in August and I get to play it, that's when I'll really talk about it a little bit more in depth, even if it is to do with the music or not. But the promises they're making are huge, and if they follow through with all of them, this game is going to be huge. So keep that in mind. If you're curious at all, go look at some of the interviews that have been done. Apparently it's like 1,000 NPCs that were handcrafted, individually handcrafted, so like they all have their own lives. If you wanted, you could follow them around and see what they do day to day. You can talk to all of them. You can romance them. You can have your choices. Obviously, Fable is a game where your choices matter. Your choices, if you do something specifically bad in one person's eyes, it could be thought of as good in another's, and your reputation is what they're calling it rather than morality. So your reputation is town by town based, and this whole world of Albion you get to explore. How big it's going to be, nobody really knows yet, but it is an open world, and it's a fairy tale game. So not fantasy, but fairy tale, and they were very specific in putting that out there because that was the original thing with the original Fable. So, Fable, autumn 2026, can't wait. It is going to be insane. Apart from that, some other video game news. Life is Strange Reunion comes out March 26th, the emotional conclusion to the Max and Chloe saga. I don't know a whole lot about Life is Strange, but I am about to get into it. I was given the collection for Christmas. For PS5, so I'm very excited for that. Perfect time to get into it, as well as, while I wait for Fable to come on out, and then even past that, GTA 6. I would mention Kingdom Hearts 4, but God knows if we'll ever see that again at this point. Who knows? But exciting news nonetheless. And also, a little bit video game / movie news. Yoshi, finally shown for the new Super Mario Galaxy movie. Which actually comes out April 1st. It was originally slated for the 3rd of April. They moved it up a couple days. Whether or not it's going to actually be an April Fool's joke, who knows? But exciting nonetheless for everyone that loves the lovable green dinosaur that is Yoshi. And something that's been on my radar crazily lately, ever since it was announced, Wildwood. The new movie from Laika, Wildwood, it comes out October 23rd in theaters. That I'm very excited for because it's literally another stop-motion movie from the studio that made Coraline. Like, do I really need to say anything other than that? It's gonna be good, okay? Now, next, Scream 7, that's out very soon, February 27th. Very excited for that, as well as Masters of the Universe movie. For those that don't know, He-Man. The trailer came out. It is out now. Jared Leto is apparently Skeletor. How that's going to work, I don't know. Is he going to sound like Skeletor? Like, does it matter that it's Jared Leto? Like, I have so many questions about that. But regardless, whatever. It's Jared Leto. He's very, he's very much Jared Leto. I'll leave it at that. That comes out June 5th. And to no one's surprise, Jason Momoa, yes, he does look amazing and perfect, spot on as Lobo for Supergirl. Very exciting things to do with movies. I'm looking forward to it. And Wildwood, please don't disappoint. Taylor Swift, though, in other news, not to do with any of her movies, but Taylor Swift has officially been inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame during her very first year of eligibility. She becomes the youngest woman in history to be inducted. Congratulations, Taylor Swift. That's nuts, first and foremost. Very happy for her. Obviously, she deserves it, in my opinion. Maybe not so much for the songs that they chose, but I believe she does deserve it. And I'm happy that she got that, especially for her first ever year of eligibility. A lot of times there's artists that you look at and you're like, oh, obviously they'll make this, or obviously they'll get inducted into this, and then they never do. So awesome to see that she got this and the recognition from the Songwriters Hall of Fame. She definitely deserves it. And as for deserving it goes, an experiment 50,000 souls in the making. Bring Me the Horizon. Now this is certainly deserved. They are getting, or rather releasing, a live film called Live in Sao Paulo, a live immersive virtual experiment. The album for it is out April 10th, which is available to pre-order and pre-save now, and it is also in cinemas, as I mentioned, worldwide March 25th and 28th only. The tickets for that go on sale February 11th. Exciting to say the least, probably something I'm never going to be able to go see because, again, shit doesn't come here. I know I'm going to see 21 Pilots, their movie. I can't do that for every band I would like to, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it for Bring Me the Horizon, but exciting all the same, and we are getting a live album from it as well. So for those that want it, it's going to be on streaming. For those that don't, you don't have to care for it, but it is a very deserved thing for them to finally be able to release something like this, especially with the massive success they've been having lately. Now, before my voice goes away completely, I'm going to shoot off these last few things I wanted to mention here, being that the Brit Awards, they announced all of their nominations, but one that I wanted to specify here and just say, hell yeah, about time, Sleep Token. They were nominated for Group of the Year and also the Grammys. I know that I don't care for the Grammys much because, don't want to get into that or else I'll be yapping for a lot longer, but they're right around the corner too. I believe about a month away. So Grammys coming very, very soon. And you know what? They might even be sooner than I'm thinking because could be getting some dates mixed up. But Grammys soon. Wildest Dreams by Taylor Swift. Yes. Wildest Dreams, for those that don't know, a single from 1989. It has surpassed 1 billion views on YouTube. It becomes her sixth. Sixth video to achieve this. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Taylor Swift, unlike any other. Also, Waterparks, very actively pushing to finish and release their new album with many music videos, like a ton of them. And the Red Guitar music video is out now. Go give it a listen. They did a good job. I'm very excited to see where the hell they're bringing this album because it seems to be like it might be all over the place, but that's Waterparks. That is the beauty of Waterparks and their art. And also Halsey, she tweeted over the weekend, quite a few tweets, but I don't want to highlight all of them. I just want to highlight one because it made me laugh. Whole barricade like, and you guys think you're ready for a heavy album. Adorable. She was pretty much calling everyone out and saying like, hey, you're not ready for shit. Because there was a clip of Lonely is the Muse and it's her just going ham on it. It's the song that I believe was like a kind of nod to Evanescence, if I'm not mistaken. Lonely is the Muse. And it is personally one of my favorites from her new album, especially in terms of singles. And she called everyone out for just standing there awkwardly and being like, nah, you guys are not ready for that shit. Like, which is true, because if it was a heavy, like, if she released a heavy album, who would be there for it? I would be there for it. I know a lot of other people would be because they say they would be, but would they go hard in the pit? Would they want to headbang? Would they want to mosh? I'm sure there are the select few, and maybe more than a select few, because I'd be in that category too. But whether or not it would be, proper for her to do, who knows? But the fact that she showed in that clip that she was talking about of her screaming, she can just fucking belt a scream. That is intriguing, and that is exciting. Halsey, please, don't underestimate us. I've never been able to be in your crowd, But if I could be, you'd see that not everyone would be standing there like that. At least one person would be rocking the fuck out, and that one person would be me. And if anyone else wants to rock out with Halsey and me, please let her know. We need this heavy album from her. That would be insane. Now, some upcoming releases to kind of end off here, along with some anniversaries. Mothika, she's got a new album, or a new EP rather, coming out soon, called Somewhere in Between. Can't wait to hear more about that. The new single is amazing. She has 2 singles out for it. Go check them out. And for anniversaries, Fall Out Boy, American Beauty, American Psycho, 11 years old, the Blue Jays, the baseball team, the Blue Jays, they are 50 years old this year. Famous Last Words from the Black Parade, even though the Black Parade is turning 20, that song itself as a single is turning 19. And Now by Paramore is 13 years old. Not to mention this last one, but Kingdom Hearts 3 is now 7 years old. Whoo, boy, I cannot believe that one. And I really don't want to, because the fact that it is 7 years old means that it is about the time that we have waited for Kingdom Hearts 3 to come out originally way back then. So that might make no sense to anybody, but those that know Kingdom Hearts know exactly what I'm saying. That's wild. Wildly insane, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we get at least a hint, a taste, please, of Kingdom Hearts 4 soon. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you for discovering the music within.